все йде.
We are gathered here not just for the film screening. We're here to remember, to honor the 81st anniversary of the deportation of the Crimean Tatar people, which began on May 18, 1944. Nearly 200,000 Crimean Tatars, including men, women, and children, were forcibly displaced by Stalin regime, loaded into cattle trains and deported thousands of the kilometers away, not for any crime, but simply because of their ethnic identity. Almost half of them died during the journey or shortly after. We remember our past because we see its shadow in the present. In 2014, Russia invaded Ukraine and illegally annexed Crimea. This marked the beginning of a new wave of repression against Crimean Tatars and Ukrainians who opposed the Kremlin regime. In 2022, Russia escalated its aggression by launching the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, a brutal war that continues to this day. For Crimean Tatars, memory, it's not abstract. It's deeply personal. We carry it in our families, in our stories, and in our souls.
Саїде, навчи мене плести вінок.
Дивися, якщо квітка маленька, то доселяєш травинку, і вона стане довша. Плести буде легше. Бачиш, як чудово виходить? Тримай.
Спасибі.
As was said a moment ago, on May 18, 1944, it began when the Soviet regime began deporting the Crimean Tatars from Crimea. Countless people were deported and tens of thousands died as a result of abuse and other crimes. And I think we have to be unequivocal about this. I think we have to be clear that this was a genocide. I know leaders of the Crimean Tatar community in particular have worked for years to advocate, to educate us about this. This is part of that today. But also to ensure that the Surgunlik is recognized as a genocide. And just in 2022, I brought forward a motion in the House of Commons to declare the Surgunlik a genocide. And you know how politics is, and you know how politics in Canada is. It's rare that politicians from different parties agree on something. But this motion, not only did it pass, but it passed unanimously. Every member of Parliament in Canada's Parliament, from all the parties, supported this motion. And since then, every year we commemorate the Surgunlik in Canada's Parliament, and it's officially part of the law in Canada. And I think that speaks to the importance of this, the understanding that has been built, at least amongst elected officials, about this. And also, I think it's a credit to the Crimean Tatar community and so many others who've advocated for that. And I was proud to introduce that.
Не бійся, мама не знайде. Це гра така, хованки, тільки не плач, ти вже доросла.
And unfortunately, the Stalin's regime has not been condemned properly for what it has done. Unfortunately, the mastermind of this deportation has not been held accountable. And as a result of that, we saw that history came again. So Crimean Tatars have been also targeted since 2014, when Putin, a person who follows Stalin's playbook, is using the same tactics. And unfortunately, Crimean Tatars had to flee their homes once again in the modern history. So the lesson that we must learn from this is unpunished evil returns. And it is our obligation, we as Ukrainian international community, to make sure that evil is held accountable for what it has done and continues to do. And I must say that we as a Ukrainian government, our main task is to liberate the whole of Ukraine, the whole territory, including, of course, Crimea, so that the people of Crimea, Crimean Tatars, can once again return to their homes.
А коли ми будемо їсти?
Я піду, спробую знайти нам їжу.
Я хочу піти з тобою.
Ні, залишся. Ти ж знаєш, якщо я обіцяю, повернуся. Будеш за старшого.
Yet, while we remember the past, we cannot close our eyes to the present. Crimean Tatars are still being persecuted in occupied Crimea. Our mosques are raided. Our activists are imprisoned. Our children grow up in fear. Russian repression has not ended. It has only changed the form. And even here in Canada, many new members of our community are afraid to attend events like this. Their relatives remain in Crimea, and the fear of retaliation is real. That fear, after 81 years, is a reminder that Surgunlik is not just history, but lived memory. Tonight's film, Her Heart, speaks to the moral courage and enduring strength of our people, especially our women, who have always carried this community forward. As the war in Ukraine rages on and Ukrainian children are again being kidnapped and deported by Russia, we must continue to speak out. The struggle for Crimea is inseparable from the struggle of Ukraine and for justice. As members of the Crimean Tatar diaspora, we remain committed to preserving our culture, defending our truth, and advocating for justice. The Canada Crimea Cultural Committee, alongside the Canadian Association of Crimean Tatars, will continue to educate, organize, and support our people here in Canada and around the world. Let tonight be not only a memorial, but a message. We remember, we speak, we rise. Unutmadık ve unutmayacağız. Sağ olunuz, дякуємо, thank you.
Бажаю кожному з вас, вашим родинам, ваших дітям ніколи не проходити ці спокоєння, про які ми розповідаємо в цій стрічці. Я бажаю, щоб всі ви мали мирне небо над головою і обов'язково були переконані в тому, що добро на світі існує.
Ми сьогодні кожного року збираємося і вшановуємо цей день. Ми пам'ятаємо, тому що, якщо ми кажемо про історію кримських татар, то ми зізнали депортації і в 2014 році, коли Росія анексувала Крим, і тепер в 2022 році. Вони руйнують ідентику кримськотатарського народу у Криму, вони руйнують, починаючи від культури, вони просто знищують культуру. Бахчисарайський палац, який є одним з найзнаменитіших у Криму і для кримських татар, вони якби його реконструюють, але це просто знищення. Мечеті – це теж велике культурне насліддя, багато з них дуже старих, теж вони руйнуються. Культура, тобто повністю вони хочуть це як культурно спадщину кримських татар просто знищити. І за ці 10 років вони саме цим займаються. Всі люди, які були активні, які були активісти, кримські татари, які були проти, і українці, які були активісти, і журналісти проти, давно вже вони, на жаль, або зникли, або у тюрмах незаконно, не за що, просто за їх прагнення до справедливості.